Hello and welcome to this bumpy beer tasting from Pipe Dream Brewing out of Londonderry, New Hampshire. I have their Almond Joy Stout. So the Almond Joy Stout is an imperial cookie stout, we can call it, or it's one of those really sweet stouts. That's the label art there. Um, they kind of did it in like a game theme. I don't know. It's like supposed to be like Galactica or whatever the hell one of those games is. Um, but on the back, it does say this smooth, full-bodied stout balances flavors of toasted almonds, creamy coconut, and rich chocolate in a way that is reminiscent of a beloved sweet treat in liquid form. Enjoy responsibly, for this brew is not for the faint of heart. Comes in at 10% ABV. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but yeah, see, it gives little score things and everything like that, like you're playing a game. Sounds interesting. So let's go ahead and pour this into my little porter stout style glass and put this through the 50-point inspection. It's the first time I believe I've ever done a stout from Pipe Dream. It has quite the aroma coming off of it as I just popped the can, though, so it did smell kind of like a Mounds bar. So let's go and give this a look-see. Fairly tight bubbles. There are some larger ones obviously forming there, medium ones coming up through, but kind of a light brown head to this. The beer color itself, I get some like brownish red hues through the bottom, but very, very dark. We can go into I'm going to say this is like a dark brown, but opaque brew. All right, let's give it a 6 out of 6 for the appearance and move on to the more important stuff like the aromas that I'm picking up already. This thing has some aromas. Okay, the aromas on this. First thing I'm noticing, coconut. I mean, you can pick that up from afar. There is a chocolate note that also comes up with that coconut. It kind of smells like it's on the darker chocolate side, so that's why I kind of said it smells more like a Mounds than like an Almond Joy. But there is a little bit of a sweeter chocolate also mixed in there. Kind of picking up on a little bit of a roasted malt in this as well. This thing smells fantastic. It, like I said, first thing I was picking up in my mind on the aromas was a Mounds chocolate bar, but I could definitely see the Almond Joy type thing coming up as well. I can't say that I'm actually picking up on almond in the aroma, but there's just a sweeter kind of chocolate that comes through after that darker chocolate note in the aroma. So 10 out of 10 for the aromas on this one. Oh, please don't fail me in the flavors. Let's go in for the first swig, so cheers. I spent some time with this. The first swig of this, absolutely amazing. As I drank on it longer, it starts to get a little less amazing. So I was first picking up like this almond kind of nuttiness. That kind of carries out throughout each sip. You kind of get this like nutty type flavor in there. There was at first there was this chocolate, this coconut. Then there's this bitterness that once you notice the bitterness, it does seem to carry through over and over again. It keeps it from being cloyingly sweet, but the problem is that nutty note kind of starts to take over with the bitterness, kind of drowning out some of the chocolate and coconut in this. So it becomes like a nutty, bitter brew after a while. Does have a full body, and there is a low carbonation to this. Carbonation, I think, could have been just a little bit more. So overall, like with the bitterness and just kind of that almond nutty note just being more of the dominance over the other flavors in this. I would have preferred more chocolate type presence. It's there, but I wish it was like here. And in that coconut, you still can, pick it up, but maybe the coconut should have been up a little bit more too in the flavor. But I'm going to give this a 16 out of 16 out of 19 for the flavors. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for the body, being a full body. My overall is an 8 out of 10. So for Pipe Dream Brewing in their Almond Joy Stout, I'm going to give this a BuMpY 45 out of 50. That's going to land this at a very good beer. So cheers, guys, and thank you for watching.